Aloha and welcome to Vinyasa Yoga. My name is Katie and this is Bradley here, my assistant, making sure that we are getting in all our poses correctly. And today all you're going to need is your mat. If you do have a strap or a band of any kind of sort, or even just a towel, go ahead and grab that if you can get to it real quick, and then come on back and meet me on the mat. But it's not necessary, so if you don't have it, it's okay. So we'll be moving through a flow that gets into our inner hips, a little bit into our outer hips, and also into our hamstrings. But to start, we're gonna go on our backs. So come on and lie down on your back. So we're just gonna lay down with our feet together, our knees apart, kind of in a reclined butterfly pose. And you can just let your arms come out by your sides, palms face up on either side of you. And just close your eyes here. So we're just gonna settle into the mat and take ourselves here in the present moment. So to do that, just begin to take a mental scan of your body. Just notice how you feel in this moment. Begin to feel your feet press towards one another as your knees open out wide. Feel that nice deep stretch through the inner thighs as your knees melt towards the earth. And then begin to just shimmy your shoulders a little bit closer together underneath your back so that you can really press your heart towards the sky. And let's begin to deeply breathe in and out through the nose. So deep inhale all the way down to the base of the belly. Inhale in. So fill your belly up like a balloon. And as you exhale, fully release that breath out through the nose. Let your belly retract back towards the spine. Good. Big breath in through the nose. Let your belly fill up like a balloon. And exhale out through the nose. Let your belly retract back towards the spine. Just beginning that yogic breath in and out through the nose. Good. You can begin to create a gentle constriction in the back of the throat as you inhale in. Create an oceanic sound in the back of the throat. It's kind of like a nasally breath. And then as you exhale, create that same constriction. So your breath is audible. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, fully release the breath through the nose. Let it go. So continue your breath in and out through the nose and the nose only, unless I otherwise instruct. And let that breath be deeper than your normal breath. In yoga, we move breath to movement, or we breathe about 3 to 5 breaths in each pose, allowing our body to get into that rest, digest, and recover state. So let's take one more breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. As you exhale, begin to take your knees to close together like a book. Hug your knees towards your chest. So give them a nice hug. So you just curl up into a ball. Good. Squeeze those knees in towards your chest. And then extend your left leg all the way forward. Hug your right knee in. Give it a squeeze. And if you have your towel or strap nearby, go ahead and grab that. And we're going to take our strap or towel around our foot. If you do not have a strap or towel, grab a hold of your calf muscle as you lengthen your leg towards the sky. Keep your shoulders down on the earth. So you're using that strap or that towel just as leverage to get closer towards your foot. If you don't have one, just grab anywhere that's approachable on your leg. Flex your right foot. Keep that right heel pressing towards the sky. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Pull that leg a little bit closer towards your torso. Feel that nice deep stretch through your hamstring. Good. And then we're going to take our right hand around the leg or strap. Your left arm can just stay on your left hip as you open your right leg out to the right. So let that, let it open out and try to keep that left hip pressing down. So your left hand will press in towards your left hip so that you can feel it press down, so you really stretch through that inner right hip. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Nice. Let's come back up through center. Now our left hand will grab a hold of our leg or strap. Right arm comes out to the right as you take your right leg over to the left. Yep, so it comes across the body, gaze to the right. Keep your shoulders down on the earth. Deep breath into your belly. Feel that nice stretch through the IT band. Good. Let's inhale back through center. Now this time I want you to walk your hands all the way up your strap or your leg as you lift your shoulders up off your mat and bring your right leg closer towards your face and towards your chest. So you're getting an even deeper stretch through your hamstring. Yeah, so really pull it in. Good. Deep breath in, forehead towards your shin. Nice. Now gently release that right leg. Take your right leg out in front. And we'll switch sides. So take your left knee in towards your chest. Just give it a squeeze to start. Feel your low back stretch. And then take your strap or your towel or just grab a hold of your calf as you extend your left leg towards the sky. Keep your shoulders down on the earth here. Extend your left heel high. You should feel a nice stretch through that left hamstring. Deep breath in here. Try to flex that left foot so you point your toes down towards your face, heel towards the sky. Nice job. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now let's take our left hand around that strap or your shin and just let your left leg drop out to the left. Take your right hand to your right hip. And press your right hip down. So you're really emphasizing the stretch through the inner thigh. Good. Deep breath here. Feel a nice opening through that left inner thigh, that left hip. Really press your right hip down. Nice. And let's inhale back through center. Right hand grabs a hold of that strap or your leg. And let go with the left hand. Reach it out to the left and just take your left leg to the right. So you take it across your body. Feel that stretch through the IT band, through the piriformis, through the low back. Steady breath in and out through the nose. Beautiful. Let's come back up through center. This time you want to choke up on that leg or on that strap as you pull your left leg close towards your body. This time you can lift your shoulders up off the mat, forehead towards your shin, and get really deep in that left hamstring. Take it as close as you can towards your forehead. Deep breath in, lift and reach. Nice job. Gently release that left leg. You can take your strap to the side or your prop to the side. And just hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze, rock side to side. Now let's take our hands to reach through the outer blades of our feet for happy baby pose. Soles of the feet will shine to the sky as your knees wrap around your rib cage. Keep your tailbone pressing down in towards the earth as your shoulders melt in towards the mat. You can even sway side to side, bending one knee deeper than the other. Get a nice massage through the low back. And this is happy baby pose, so you'll feel a nice deep stretch through the hips, the hamstrings, and even through the low back and shoulders. One more breath here. Nice. Now let's let go of those feet. Hug those knees in towards your chest. Take your hands underneath your knees. And let's begin to rock forward and back. So you're massaging your spine. Yeah. After your third rock, come all the way up. Cross your ankles. And we're going to come lengthwise on our mat for frog pose. So what you want to do is fold your mat lengthwise. So you're creating some padding for your knees here. So once you create that nice double mat here, we're gonna take our knees out wide, flex your feet. So you want your feet to be fully flexed, your ankle straight from the knee, and your knee straight from your hip. So it's a 90-degree bend with both legs. Open your knees out as wide as you can today. So just continue to inch them out further and further away. Hands will be right under your shoulders to start. Nice. So you want your hips to stay in line with those knees. Sometimes we press them back or forward to come out of the stretch. You'd rather have those hips straight in line with the knees. Hands under the shoulders. Take a breath in, lengthen your heart forward. And then as you exhale, maybe you come onto your forearms, come down onto the mat. So this is an intense stretch for your hips. I like to get it kind of out of the way in the beginning of class because then our hips kind of feel nice and loose as we move and flow. So take a deep breath into your belly. And as you exhale, let go of any restraint you feel through those hips, through the head and neck. Let it go. We'll stay here for another 3 to 5 breaths. So deep inhale in and exhale out. Good. Stay with that breath. Maybe your breath gets even deeper here. You can feel your belly press towards the mat. Good. We'll take another breath and a half. Stay with it. Good. Now on your next inhale, take your time. Come up onto your hands. If you were down on the forearms, take your toes together and just slide your knees back towards one another. Come back on your mat as you unfold the mat towards the earth. And come into a tabletop pose. Take your toes together and take your knees together for this child's pose. As you press your hips back, walk your hands forward and just get a nice counter pose here for the hips. Relax the head and neck down. Take a big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Just let that pose go. Good. Next inhale, let's shift forward onto hands and knees, coming into tabletop position. So your knees or hips width distance, hands, shoulders width. And let's take our right leg to extend out to the right, sole of the foot down. Good. Now as you inhale, roll your shoulders back, tilt your tailbone up to the sky, look up. And as you exhale, let's curl back up and in, tuck your chin, arch your spine, look back between the legs. So we're moving through our cat-cow breathing with our right leg extended out. So inhale, open your chest forward, look up. And exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin, arch through the spine. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, open the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin, really press the mat away. 1 more time. Inhale, shoulders back, tailbone tilts up. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Good. Let's come back into our tabletop position and we'll switch sides. So extend your left leg out to the left, sole of the foot down. Keep your palms down as you inhale, shoulders back, tailbone high, look up, roll your shoulders back, look to the sky, and then as you exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Good, moving through that cat-cow breathing, inhale, shoulders back, tailbone high, look up. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Good, moving through this about 2 more times. Roll your shoulders back, tailbone high, look up. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Let it undulate through the spine. 1 more, shoulders back, tailbone high, look up. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Nice. Let's come back through our tabletop position. So just let your shoulders come over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck your toes behind you and press your hips back towards your heels. Yeah, good. So gaze at your hands. Place them shoulders width distance. Spread your fingers wide so you really want to grip the mat with your palms. Now lift your knees up off the mat. So you're coming to a crouch-like position. Yeah, pull your knees hips width distance. Deep breath in. Now as you exhale, press your hips all the way up to the sky. Lengthen through the backs of the legs. Good. Let's inhale. Shift just slightly forward so the shoulders come towards the wrists. Bend your knees back into that crouched position. Press your hips back. Good. Exhale, hips to the sky. We're going to move through that with our breath. So inhale, just shift slightly forward. Bend your knees. Let them hover over the earth. And then exhale, press your hips back towards your heels. Lift your hips to the sky. Inhale, shift forward, knees hover. Exhale, hips to heels and hips to sky. One more time. Inhale, shift forward, knees hover. Shift your hips back and then press your hips towards the sky into our first downward facing dog. So in your downward dog, you can pedal your feet side to side to kind of open up into this pose. Bend one knee and then the other. Maybe even like kind of dip through the shoulders, side to side. Whatever feels good through the body here to open up through the shoulders, the head and neck even. You can shake it out, yes and no. Find some freedom of movement here before we settle in and begin to flow. Go ahead. Once you do settle into your downward dog, feet or hips width distance. And then let your hips press towards the sky as your heart presses towards your thighs. Wrap your shoulders down and away from your ears as you ground through your palms. Let's take a big inhale, breath in. As you exhale, look forward. Just tiptoe your feet all the way up to the top of your mat, taking your feet between your wrists. Bend your knees a lot here. Take a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll arms. Relax your head and neck in that window that you've created with the arms. You can begin to sway side to side if that feels good here. Just let the weight of your spine pull down and lengthen the low back. So when we have our knees nice and deep here, it allows our low back to decompress. And it allows our hamstrings to just open naturally without forcing anything. Just using the weight of gravity here. Nice. We'll come back through center. Release your hands down to the earth. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Deeply bend your knees. And let's inhale, begin to unravel the spine. Come all the way up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. And open your shoulders down your back, palms face forward, Tadasana pose. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, mountain pose, look up high. As you exhale, baby back bend, bend your elbows, drop your head back, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale, reach your arms high, mountain pose. As you exhale, soften your knees, swan dive forward, come all the way down into your forward fold. Relax your head and neck at the bottom. Inhale, lengthen just halfway up, lift. Fingertips graze your shins, flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into high plank pose. So it's just like a top of a push-up. Hands are right underneath the shoulders. Engage your core. You want those hips in line with the shoulders. Nice job. Deep breath in. Engage that core. And as you exhale, let's lower our knees down to the mat. Walk your hands forward and melt your chest all the way down. So you want your hips above your knees. Good. So you're really crawling your heart forward. You should feel a deep stretch in the chest. Try to gaze forward as well. Eventually, chest and chin will be on your mat. Yeah, so gaze out between those thumbs. Now as you inhale, shift forward onto your forearms. Slide your knees back and let's come into Sphinx pose. So our forearms are down on the earth. Create some traction through those forearms as you lift your heart, shoulders back, and just gaze straight out in front of you. You should feel a nice spread through your collarbones as you peel those shoulders down and away. Now lower your heart down, tense your hands to the outside of your mat, point your elbows towards the sky. Inhale, begin to roll one shoulder back at a time, just circle through. Let these shoulder motions just feel good through the heart, through the spine. It doesn't need to look like anything in particular. You can even twist like I am here, dip one shoulder down, and then dip the opposite shoulder down. Really just working into the thoracic spine here. Circle it out, stay high or low. Work into the head and neck. Just let it feel good. We're working the synovial fluid back into those joints, getting it nice and mobile. One more breath, just getting that nice freedom of movement here. And then we'll move back through center. Take your hands by your rib cage right underneath those shoulders. Inhale, baby cobra, elbows point back. So you want those elbows to be deeply bent in this cobra pose. Lift through your heart, inhale. Good, and then exhale, tuck your toes, press your hips back towards your heels. Lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full round of breath in. Full round of breath out. Bend your knees, look to the top of your mat. Step your feet all the way up between the wrists. Good, come all the way up. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, tuck your chin, begin to unravel your spine. We're going to come all the way up to standing, but keep that chin tucked. Head and neck will come up last. Let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears and open down your back. Expand your heart forward. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Extend up high. Exhale, bend your elbows, drop your head back. Open your heart to the sky. Inhale, reach those arms high, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive all the way down to your feet. Relax your head and neck, soften through the knees. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take a big breath in here, engage your core. Now as you exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Walk your hands forward out in front of you. Melt your chest down, gaze forward. Let your shoulders roll back as you gaze out in front of you. Inhale, shift onto those forearms. Slide your knees back, pull your heart through. Sphinx pose. Forearms are down, big breath in, lift through your heart. As you exhale, lower your chest, tense your hands, point your elbows to the sky. Let's just give one big circle side to side, circle it out. Nice job. We'll come back through center. Take your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, cobra pose. Lift your heart, point your elbows back, lift up as shoulders peel down and away. Good, yeah. Tuck your toes behind you. Press your hips back towards your heels. And then lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath in and a full exhale out. Bend your knees, look to the top of your mat. This time, let's take our feet to the outsides of our hands at the top of our mat. Good. So point your toes out in opposite directions. Your heels point in. Bend your knees and let your knees track over your toes. Take your hands to your inner thighs. Yeah, good. Now sit those hips low as you press your knees away from one another. It's okay if your shoulders shrug up towards your ears when this happens. We're really opening through the hips. This is called horse pose. So sit those hips low. Press those knees away from one another. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Now as you exhale, twist to the right. So you want to dip your left shoulder down, twist to the right. Yeah, nice. You should feel this deep in your inner hip. Inhale back through center. Exhale, dip to the left. Drop your right shoulder down. Press that right knee away. Feel that deep stretch in your inner hip and thigh and through that low back. Good. Inhale back through center. We're going to switch side to side. Dip to the right. Inhale back through center. Dip to the left. One more time each side. Inhale back through center. Exhale, dip to the right. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip to the left. Nice. Now as you inhale through center, turn your toes in towards one another. Release those hands. Let the heels turn out and begin to forward fold, wide legs. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Relax your head and neck and just sway side to side. So that should feel real nice through those hips after that horse pose. And this is a nice counter pose into the hamstrings. Relax your head and neck. Let yourself sway. Let that weight of the spine pull down through your side waist. Nice. Now let's come back through center. Ground those hands. Heel toe your feet back, hips width distance. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift, flat spine. Good. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into high plank pose. Keep those shoulders right over the wrists. Take an inhale in. This time we're gonna lower through chaturanga. So as you lower, point your elbows back. It's like a tricep push-up. Press those elbows back, lower halfway. Inhale, scoop through, roll your shoulders back, lengthen your arms, lift your thighs. So you want to press into the tops of your feet for upward facing dog. Good. Now as you exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full round of breath. And exhale it out. Inhale, let's take that right leg to the sky. So reach your right leg all the way up. Bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Reach your right knee high so you feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh. Square those shoulders out. Let's take a big hip circle. So hug your right knee towards your chest. Open out to the right and around. Let's take one more like that. Hug in. Open out. And around. Big breath. Reach that right knee high. Exhale. Hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of your mat. Lower your back knee down. Ground through that right foot. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky into a low lunge. So there's a slight tuck of your tailbone. Pull up and in through your low belly. Reach up through your arms. Big breath. As you exhale, open your arms like wings. Let your shoulders draw down your back as you reach up through your heart. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, lengthen your right leg. Flex your right foot. Reach forward. Take your hands to tent on either side of that right leg. Good job. Take a breath in. Reach your heart towards your toes. Square off through those hips. Exhale, begin to fold into that right leg. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, shift forward into your low lunge. Tuck your back toes. Send your right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower. Inhale, lift your heart, roll over to the tops of your feet, lengthen those arms. Good. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Let's move on to that left side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. Let that left knee reach up so you feel that big opening through the inner thigh. And now let's take those two big hip circles. Hug your left knee towards your chest. Open out to the left and around. One more time. Hug deeply in. Open to the left and around. Reach that left knee high. Big breath. Exhale, hug your left knee and place your left foot to the top of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky into your low lunge. Take that slight tuck of your tailbone as you lift through your heart, look up. As you exhale, open your arms like wings. Let those shoulders roll down the back as those hips sink towards the earth. Inhale, lift your arms back up high. Exhale, hinge forward, reach your arms forward, lengthen your left leg. Take your hands to tent on either side of that left shin as you fold into half splits. Inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. Keep that left foot flexed, good. As you exhale, fold in. Inhale, shift forward into your low lunge. Tuck your back toes. Send your left foot back to meet the right. High plank pose. Inhale. And exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Lengthen your arms, shoulders back. Good. Exhale, roll back to your toes, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Bend your knees, look to the top of your mat. Take your feet to the outsides of your hands. Heels turn in. Toes turn out. This time we're just going to lower our hips down in Malasana squat, yogi squat. Hands to your heart center. Elbows press your knees away. Create length through your heart as your shoulders peel back. Tilt your tailbone down towards the earth. Feel your chest open, lengthen through your spine. So use your elbows to press those knees away as much as you can. Yeah, nice job. Deep breath in. Now as you exhale, take your hands down to the earth. Turn your toes in as your heels turn out. Begin to forward fold, hips high to the sky. Inhale, lengthen, halfway uplift, flat spine. As you exhale, plant your palms, just step your feet back, high plank pose, big breath in. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, upward dog. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now inhale your right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee and stack your hips open. Let's exhale, hug our right knee towards our chest. Take one big hip circle, open it out to the right and around. Big breath to reach that right knee back to the sky. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place it to the top of your mat. This time, keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, we'll rise into crescent pose, high lunge. Square those hips forward, back leg is strong and straight. Big breath in, lift through your heart. Exhale, open your arms like wings. Let your shoulders drop down your back, lift through the chest, squeeze through your shoulder blades. Good job. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. This time, modified pyramid pose. Hinge forward, lengthen your right leg. Take your hands to tent down on either side of your right foot or shin. Square those hips off. So your right leg is as long as you can get it. If there's a slight bend, that's totally fine. Take an inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. And exhale, maybe you fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, shift forward into a lunge, runner's lunge. Take your right foot back to meet the left, high plank pose. Good, inhale in. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Nice job. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, reach it high, bend that left knee, stack open. Exhale, big hip circle, hug your left knee in, open it out to the left and around. Inhale, reach that left knee high. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Square those hips forward, really ground in that front foot as you take one more breath to lift through the heart. And another exhale to open those arms out. Roll the shoulders down the back. Expand your heart to the sky. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, hinge forward, lengthen your left leg, coming into modified pyramid pose. Hands down to tent on either side of that left leg. Relax your head and neck, square those hips off. Good, stay with it, keep your hips square. Take an inhale to lengthen halfway up, lift. And then as you exhale, fold in towards that left leg. Nice job. Let's inhale into our runner's lunge. So just bend your left knee. Step your left foot back to meet your right. High plank pose. Big breath in. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, upward dog. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Good. Now let's bend our knees. Take our feet to the outsides of our hands at the top of the mat. Turn your toes out, heels in. Again, let's lower those hips down into yogi squat, malasana squat. Good. So really get those heels down, open your knees out. Take an inhale, lift through your heart. Now as you exhale, place your left hand down on the inside of your left foot. Right arm, reach it up to the sky. Roll your right shoulder back. Yeah, nice. Gaze up to that right thumb so you're getting a nice opening in that inner thigh. Use your left tricep to press your knee away. Good. Now as you inhale, let's come back through center. Hands to your heart. Exhale, switch sides. Right hand down, left arm to the sky. Roll that left shoulder back. Peel open, feel your hip open. Nice, maybe look up at that left thumb. Inhale back through center, hands to your heart. Exhale, hands to the mat. Turn your toes in, heels out, forward fold, relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step your feet back, high plank pose. Take a breath in. Now this time as you exhale, we're going to slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Take your time. Yeah, release onto your belly, release your toes. And let's take our left forearm to the top of your mat. So your left forearm is parallel with the top of your mat. Press down to lift up through your heart. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand to grab a hold of the inside of your right foot. Take that right heel close towards your right hip. You want to keep that right knee in line with the hip. Okay. Turn your shoulders forward so you should feel it's in your shoulders as well as your right quadricep. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. Good, release that right foot. We're gonna switch sides. So right forearm to the top of your mat, parallel. Bend your left leg. Reach your left hand back to find the inside of your left foot. Keep your knee in line with the hip as you pull that left heel close towards your left glute. Shoulders square forward. You should feel a nice stretch through the front of the heart as well as your left quadricep. Deep breath here. And exhale, release that left foot back. Take your hands right under your shoulders. Roll those shoulders back. Take an inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips to heels. Lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Bend your right knee and just stack your hips open. As you exhale, let's just hug that right knee towards our chest. Place the right foot to the top of your mat. Ground your back heel down. Windmill open, warrior two. Bend deep into your front knee. So you want to make sure your right knee opens out to the right so that you can see your right big toe down underneath you. So that right knee is at a 90-degree bend. Good. You want your heel to be in line with the back arch of your foot. So your feet are kind of like on a tightrope rather than railroad tracks, so you want them straight line. Good, relax those shoulders, extend your arms out. Turn your right palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. Lengthen through that right side waist, bend deep into your front knee. Big breath in, reach back. Good, and exhale, let's come back through warrior two. Lengthen your right leg. Reach your right arm forward, create length as you reach out in front of you. And then tick-tock your arms. So right hand down to your shin, left arm to the sky. So the placement of your right hand, it can stay on your shin. If that's too intense and you feel like your spine is not long in this position, you can always have your hand on your thigh. Or if you want to go deeper, your hand can be on the earth. You want your shoulders and hips to stack. Nice job. Roll that left shoulder back. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. Ground into your right foot. Inhale, rise up back into warrior two. Rebend your right knee. Exhale, windmill hands down to the earth. Spin onto your back toes. Lower your back knee down. Good. Shift your hips back. Flex your right foot. Take an inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. And as you exhale, let's fold a little bit deeper in towards our right leg, coming into half splits. Keep those hips square. Keep that right foot flexed. Yeah, nice job. Deep breath in. Try to lead through your heart towards your toes. One more breath here. Good. Now let's inhale. Shift forward onto your right foot. Tuck your back toes. Shift your weight into your right foot. So you're really placing a lot of weight into that right foot. Your back toes are tucked. As you shift forward, let's come into standing split. So lift that left leg to the sky. Yeah, so you're standing and just lifting your left leg up off the mat. Relax your head and neck. Really ground into that right foot. If you want more here, you can walk your hands closer towards your right foot and kind of get deeper into that hamstring. Relax through that head and neck. Reach that left leg a little bit higher. Big breath in. Now listen closely. Ground into your right foot. Bend your right knee as you take your left knee all the way up and in towards your chest. Come all the way up to standing. Try not to touch the ground. Take that left knee up and into your heart. You got it. Yeah, nice job. Roll your shoulders back. Stay with it here. Good job. And let's just release that left foot down to meet the right. Take your hands to your hips and just circle it out. Counterclockwise to start. Circle through the hips. Now let's switch clockwise. All the way around to the right and back. Good. We'll come back through center. Now listen, we're gonna hug our right knee up towards our chest. Interlace your hands around the front of your right shin. Ground into that left foot. So you could stay right here. If you wanna go a little bit deeper, take your left hand to your left hip. Keep your gaze on one point out in front of you. That helps the balance. So just listen to the sound of my voice. Take your peace finger, so your middle and index finger. Come to the inside of your right knee and grab a hold of your right big toe. Yeah, good. You might stay right here, just grabbing onto that right foot. So you want to come to the inside of that right big toe. If you want more, kind of like we were in the beginning of class, you can begin to extend your right leg forward, coming into your big toe hold. Nice job, guys. Deep breath, stay with it. Keep your gaze on one point. Listen to my instruction as you open your right leg out to the right. So you're getting into your inner thigh. Yes, nice job. Deep breath in. You can be holding on to your right knee or even that right big toe. Good. Inhale, come back through center. Reach that right leg long. And let's just release that right foot down to the earth. Nice job. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Look up, lengthen. Now as you exhale, let's forward fold. Lead through your heart down towards your toes. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift, flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms. And let's just step our feet back into our downward facing dog, hips high. We can skip those chaturangas for now. Inhale, let's take the left leg up to the sky. Reach your left leg high. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. And then as you exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Spin your back heel down. So you want your right foot in a straight line behind the left heel. Inhale, windmill open. Nice job. That's it with your feet. Warrior two. Bend deep into your front knee. Relax through your shoulders as you reach out in opposite directions with those arms. You want to make sure you're reaching back just as much as you're reaching forward. Relax, the shoulders get low. Turn your left palm up to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Feel length through that left side. Stay deep in your left knee. Now as you exhale, let's come back through warrior two. Lengthen your left leg. Reach out as if you're reaching to grab something out in front of your left toes. Now just tick-tock your arms, left hand down, right arm to the sky. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. Nice job. So your left hand, it can be down on your shin, it can be on the earth, it can even be on your right thigh. The point of this pose is to lengthen your spine, and you should feel a nice opening through your low back, particularly through the right side of your low back. Deep breath here, one more. Good, now ground through that left foot. Let's rise back up to warrior two. Rebend your left knee, inhale. Exhale, windmill those hands down to the earth. Spin onto your back toes. Lower your back knee down. Shift your hips back, flex that left foot. Inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. And as you exhale, begin to forward fold to your degree. So your hands are framing that left shin, square your hips off, flex your left foot. Lead your heart towards your toes. And let yourself bow in for another full round of breath, really opening in that left hamstring. Good, let's inhale, shift forward into a low lunge. You want to place all that weight into that left foot. Tuck your right toes. Shift onto that left foot as you lift your right leg up off the mat, coming into your version of standing splits. So even though the name says standing splits, you don't need to look like you're literally standing in splits. It's just lifting your right leg up off the mat to your degree. Maybe it reaches really high to the sky today, and maybe not. Relax your head and neck. Feel a big opening through that left hamstring as you reach your right toes high. Big breath in. Now listen closely. Soften your left knee. Bend your right knee. Take your right knee towards your chest. Really ground into your left foot. Try not to touch the earth as you come all the way up to standing. Hug your right knee towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around the front of your right shin. Nice job, guys. You knew it was coming on this side. Roll your shoulders back, stand up tall. And we'll gently release that right foot down to meet the left. And let's take those hip circles. So forward, back and around, circle through the hips, counterclockwise to start. And as you're ready, you can switch directions. Coming in clockwise this time. Circle it out. Good. Let's come back through center. Ground into your right foot. Hug your left knee up and in this time. Interlace your hands around the front of that left shin. So you can stay right here. If you want to go further, right hand, right hip, and you can even stay right here and keep your left hand just on the front of the shin right there. If you want a little bit more, your peace fingers, middle and index finger, will come to the inside of your left knee. Grab a hold of your left big toe. Stand up tall here, so you want your shoulders to roll back. And maybe you extend your left heel out. Even if you're right here, bending your knee, maybe you fully extend out. Wherever you are, you want to keep those hips and shoulders in line as you lift up through your heart. Good job. Deep breath in. Keep your gaze steady on one point. Do not let your gaze move from your fixed point as you open your left heel out to the left. Feel groundedness through that right foot. Stand up tall. You guys got it. Deep breath. Beautiful job. Come back through center. Release your left foot. Take it down to the earth. Nice job. Inhale. Reach those arms up to the sky. Look up. And exhale, forward fold all the way down towards the toes. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. And exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back. High plank, take a big breath in. Exhale, lower chaturanga. This will be our last chaturanga of the class. Inhale, lift your heart, scoop through, shoulders back. Good. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Nice job. Full breath here. And exhale out. Lower your knees down towards the earth. Sit your hips back towards your heels. And just begin to shift to either side. Extend your legs out long in front of you. Scoot to about the middle of your mat. Remove the flesh from underneath your sits bones. Flex through those feet. Take an inhale. Reach your arms up to the sky. Now as you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Hover over your thighs. Extend your arms out in front as long as you can. Reach your heart forward. Beautiful. Flex those feet. Yeah, and then relax your head down. There you go. Yeah, flex your feet. So you want your toes to point towards the sky, towards your face. Take an inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back. So it's like you're leading your heart towards your toes. So peel those shoulders back. Yeah, and then maybe you fold a little bit deeper. Close the eyes here. Use your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. One more big breath here. And exhale out. Nice job. Inhale, begin to roll back up. Take your hands by your side. Scoot your hips all the way up towards your heels. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Take your hands to interlace around your feet for butterfly pose. So as you inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back. And as you exhale, begin to lead your heart towards your toes, elbows bow out as you press your knees away from one another, hinging forward. You should feel this deep in your inner hip and inner thigh. Big breath in. And big breath out. Lead through your heart towards your toes for your last big breath in. Breath out. Okay, let's inhale, rise up. Keep your legs as they are. Extend your arms out in front of you. Slow as you can. Begin to roll down onto your back so you're using your core. And eventually you lay down on your back. Soles of feet together, knees apart. One big breath in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Let it go. Hug your knees towards one another. And hug your knees towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. And let's come into thread the needle. So lower your feet down to the earth. Your hips are really close to your heels. So heels walk right up towards your hips. Good, yeah. And then extend your right leg towards the sky. Take your right ankle to your left thigh. Right hand presses your right knee away. Flex your right foot. Take your hands to interlace around the back of your left hamstring. Keep those shoulders melting down towards the earth as you pull the left leg towards your chest. You should feel a deep stretch in the outer right hip. Full breath in and full breath out. One more breath. Good. Exhale, release your left foot down to the earth. Right leg, reach it back up to the sky. And lower your right foot down to the mat. Extend your left leg high to the sky, reach up. And exhale, take that left ankle to the top of your right thigh. Left hand, press your left knee away. Flex that left foot. And then begin to take your hands to interlace around the right hamstring as you pull that right leg closer towards your chest. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Let this deep stretch through your outer hip feel nice and juicy. And this is always a great option if you're in pigeon pose and your knee is just not happy with it. You can always come onto your back for thread the needle. And this is the pose I'm referring to. Good. Gently release that right leg. Extend your left leg to the sky. Reach it up high. And lower that left foot down to meet the right. Ground in towards your heels. Take your hands by your sides so fingertips can graze your heels. So when you reach your hands by your sides, yeah, good. Ground in towards those feet and begin to press your hips towards the sky. Shimmy your shoulders up underneath your back. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Feel a nice length through the back of the neck all the way through the fronts of the hips. Press your hips high. Good. Gently unravel back down towards the mat. Feel your low back touch down. And then just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Feel a nice release through the spine here. And let's take our knees back through center. Hug your knees deep in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. Extend your left leg long out in front of you. Hug your right knee in. And then take your right knee all the way over to the left. Right arm out to the right. Twist your spine. Gaze to the right. Deep breath into your low belly. Feel that nice decompression through the spine. Good. Let's inhale back through center. Hug both knees deep in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. Extend your right leg long. Hug your left knee deep in towards your chest. And take your left knee out to the right. Left arm out to the left. Feel a nice decompression through the low back. Feel your shoulders press down in towards the earth. Deep breath. Good. Let's inhale back through center. Hug your knees deep in towards your chest. Give yourself one big final hug. Forehead can come up towards your knees. Squeeze up and in into a tiny little ball. Big breath in. And as you exhale, let your arms and legs go. Close your eyes. Come into Shavasana. So as you're here, just let everything go. Let yourself melt in towards your mat. Let go of all control. Let your breath just easily come in and out through the nose, no control. Let the thoughts just drift in and out of the mind, not becoming attached. And we'll stay here for another few minutes, so I will lead you out when it is time. Begin to notice the rise and fall of your belly with your breath. Maybe the fingers and the toes begin to wiggle. Keep your eyes closed. Maybe roll off onto the right or left side, coming into a nice fetal position. Keep those eyes closed as you make your way up into an easy seat with the eyes closed and the mind quiet. We'll all meet. Hands at heart center. Take a moment here to express gratitude. Choose one thing that you are grateful for in this moment. Whatever comes to mind first, that's where you express your gratitude. And let's honor the light that dwells within each and every one of us. Namaste. So thank you so much for practicing with me. If you join me on Zoom, feel free to stay in the room and I will chat with you guys after. If you're here on YouTube, remember, hit that subscribe button. You can hit that little bell so you get alerts when I go live. And don't forget to like this video because I hope you liked it. And let me know what you did or didn't like. You can DM me at Katie Marie Yoga on Instagram or even here on YouTube. So thanks again for joining, and I'll see you guys next time. Aloha.